Welcome back everyone to DAI Discussion, our weekly review session of Dragon Quest The Adventure of DAI. Today we're reviewing episode 6. I'm sackchief, I'm joined by Ryan and Wolfsbane.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? We have 2 reasons to watch this episode, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
What's up, everybody? Wolfsbane 101 here, and yeah, this is gonna be a good review, I think.
Yes, it is. So, today's episode, what is it called? What's today's episode called?
The Beast King Crocodile.
Oh yeah, that.
Yes, so Beast King Crocodile is the name of the episode, and we are introduced to the new character Crocodile. They're a major character in Dragon Quest The Adventure of DAI, and yeah, he's a new villain. So basically our story shows DAI leaving the island. He can't take any of the monsters with him because, of course, you know, they'll be subjected to the Dark Lord's influence if they're off the island. So he's going on his own because obviously Pop doesn't want to go with him. And then Pop wakes up from his nightmare and realizes he needs to go help DAI out. So they go together on the boat and they reach the other island, and they are on their way to this castle, right? What was the castle called again, Ryan? Do you remember?
I think Castle Romos?
Yes, Romos. So he's going to Castle Romos. They're in the woods. They meet a little girl, and this little girl is getting chased by monsters, and they, of course, manage to beat him, and is pretty badass. And basically, they are lost in the woods, and they meet our new character, Mom, this woman with a magic gun. And at first, Pop didn't know it was a woman. She was a woman, and then there was like a little exchange, and they were like angry, and she offered them to stay at her village, and Pop's like, "Nah, let's not stay at her village. Let's go to the castle because they got lots of food there." And like, it's not they got lots of food, but he'd rather stay at the castle, basically. Essentially, the Dark Lord Hadlar's Commander Hadlar, his legion ends up seeing Pop and DAI in the woods. They send Beast King Crocodile to fight them, and Beast King Crocodile is a really powerful opponent who manages to split a whole like mountain in half. They're having this huge fight. Pop runs off like a little wuss, and that kind of pissed me off a little bit. Yeah. The fight continues on, and it gets pretty heated. So that's about the gist of what happened. The episode ends halfway through the fight. The fight's not over yet. We're gonna see what happens next week. What do you guys think overall? Overall impressions, Ryan. What did you think?
Okay, I was looking forward to this episode because I love Crocodile. He is my favorite character in the series. Although I will have to admit, I was a bit disappointed with the pacing of this episode. It was really slow compared to the last one. And it kind of ended on a cliffhanger that I was like, this is a bit of a weird cliffhanger because
Yeah.
you see Mom shooting like DAI with the gun, and then after that the credits roll. I'm like, what? It's over already?
That's what I thought too. Wolfsbane, what'd you think about the episode?
Yeah, it was definitely a weirdly paced, episode. I think, like, just because, like, one, like, they set it up for a cliffhanger, but I feel like the cliffhanger doesn't really make a lot of sense because, like, if you look at it, she shoots with like blue mystical energy that doesn't really look all that threatening. And not only that, but like we already know, like based on that necklace that was that Pop had mentioned that she was had been trained under Yvonne, and in the spoiler alert, I guess, for the next episode preview, like they show that she didn't kill it. Like it's a weird cliffhanger to end on,
It's a stupid cliffhanger, because, okay, it's like, she's gonna shoot him with some spell. Okay, so for everyone listening, DAI gets paralyzed by Crocodile at the end, and instead of shooting Crocodile, she aims her gun at DAI and shoots it. And he's like, "Why are you shooting DAI?" And it's like, yeah, no shit. She has a spell that's gonna make him not paralyzed anymore. You idiot! Like that's what I was thinking. So obviously, like that's their whole cliffhanger ending. And like, I don't think anybody who was watching this episode actually thought that DAI was getting shot by something that's gonna hurt him. Like honestly, it's a little bit of a kind of a dumb ending if you think about it.
Like I was so hyped for this episode because Crocodile's in it, but that ending was like, I mean, I think they could have ended it somewhere better. Like maybe, well, obviously maybe after Dai recovers, and then he's like, "Let's go for round 2," and then they end it there. But
Yeah.
but I guess they just ran out of time.
Yeah, it's strangely paced. It's like I was expecting the fight to kind of be a little more done by then. So we can talk a little more about the details of the episode. There's a lot happened in this episode. We met new characters. Pop really showed him what kind of person he is. You know, right when Dai needed him, Dai's like, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna do some spells to distract him. We can defeat him together." He looks to his left. Where the hell is this guy? He ran off, right? Pop ran for the hills, not even looking back, not even trying to help Dai, which is pretty selfish. Very asshole behavior of him, I have to say. I was not very happy with the way Pop was acting. What do you guys think?
Well, yeah, like this is the reason why when I was first getting into the series, I did not like Pop at first. I thought he was like the comic relief coward character. I mean, without giving spoilers, he does redeem himself, but his introduction, you know, kind of turns people off in a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine people really not liking his character. He didn't help much at all in this episode. Dai was fighting Crocodile. Beast King Crocodile, by the way, is one of the 6 commanders of the different legions of the 6 legions of the Dark King's army. So there's the 6 legions are Furfang Legion, Undead, Blizzblaze, Mystic, Shadow, and Dragon. Crocodile explains it all to Dai, saying, "Oh yeah, I'm the leader of the Furfang, which are the beasts. You know, they're the lions and the bears and all those monsters. Undead, obviously zombies. Blizzblaze is like fire and ice. Mystic are the magic. Shadow, you know, Shadow, obviously, there's Dragon. So this is a big amount of foreshadowing they gave us in this episode. We know now what kind of enemies Dai is going to fight in the future. This is a very, especially for me and Ryan, we know what's coming up next. This is a very good example of foreshadowing what's to come. So, what do you guys, Wolfsman, what do you expect from these 6 legions? What do you find interesting about them?
It is interesting that they're all like themed off of like different things, that, like not just like elements, but they're themed off of like different monster types. Which is a good way to do it, I think. I'm also curious to see who all the other commanders are, and to see like how strong those guys are, what they look like, what they're about, you know?
Yeah.
Because I can already kind of tell with Crocodile that he's got the mentality of, I'm not going to bother unless my opponent is really strong, and if they're not really strong, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Because at first, when Hadlar told him, "Hey, listen, I need you to fight this guy Dai," he was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna fight this kid. It's not worth my time." But then Hadlar told him, "Oh, well, this kid actually hurt me really badly, and he's a huge threat." So then Crocodile was like, "Oh shit, let's fight him."
Yeah.
That really pumped him up. So Crocodile is the kind of guy who lives for a good fight. That's what that's his sort of thing, you know?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, he's actually like one of the more honorable villains, and I think that really adds a lot to his character.
Yep, you'll notice he has a lot of honor for a character. He even displayed a little bit of that with Dai, or with his fight with Dai. He wasn't going after Pop. He's like, "Oh yeah, the weakling can run off, and it'll just be you and me fighting." He did kind of give Dai a little bit of a chance, like a fighting chance in the end. It seemed like. So he is a character with a lot of honor, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Now,
we also noticed. I was gonna say, I also noticed that Dai did a little after image there at one point.
Oh, that was cool.
Oh yeah, that was pretty awesome.
So how fast is he if he can do that, right?
He's got to be pretty quick, because like after images are like fast.
Really fast.
Yeah. And in general, the fight was pretty well animated. It was a good fight. There's no CGI or anything. It was pretty much just traditional animation.
I think I noticed some CG at one point.
Oh, you did?
I think there's always CG when like Crocodile used the vortex axe and all those waves looked very CG, but I think they fit pretty well.
I feel like there was a point where like he actually used his axe, and you could kind of like, if you squinted really hard, you could see some CG on the axe and his hand. but it was
Oh,
like
really?
so quick and seamless you didn't really notice it.
It's hard to tell. Wow, so I didn't even notice that actually. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that they did in this episode in regards to the fighting. You like the part where did I kick him in the face or punch him in the face? He did both.
I believe it was a kick.
Kicked him
like a
right in the
kick
face.
backwards.
Yeah, he like sent him flying, and he also cut Crocodine's armor. The knife, it does not pierce Crocodine's hide because he's so tough that it just won't cut him. So it makes you wonder how they're gonna manage to beat Crocodile if he's that strong. He's able to break a whole mountain in half. He's got this crazy axe. Wolfsman, explain a little bit more about the axe. What you found interesting about it?
I thought it was pretty neat that they actually, integrated game mechanics from Dragon Quest in here with like the axe, because it's the Vortex axe. Whenever he pulled it up and it began to glow, all this like whoosh, like vortex, energy came out of it. And Crocodile even goes, I can't use magic, but my axe here can. And then Dai goes, yeah, Vaughn explained to me that there's certain weapons that if you use it like an item, they can do things like cast magic and stuff, which is straight out of the games. Like there's a certain staff, I believe in 11, for example, that Veronica has, that if you activate its ability as an item, she'll like cast a fireball out of it instead of actually like having to cast a spell and use mana.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a direct game reference, and I even noticed, I was like, wow, they're really referencing the game. This is pretty cool. And it's like a swoosh sort of thing. It's a strong wind that manages to cut Dai. Mom has this very similar weapon as well. She has a gun. Now, this gun that she uses, she first of all, it's implied that she can't use magic, because if you're using a gun that shoots magic, you probably can't use real magic, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Probably.
Yeah. So she has this gun that shoots magic, and she shot like a frizz or something at the monster to save the two of them. And basically, her gun has these little pellets too that she puts in them, and it looks like she can even use healing magic with the magic gun, as seen at the end of the episode. Although who knows? Maybe it's not healing. Maybe she is actually just trying to attack Dai for no apparent reason. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
No, don't aim it at Dai.
Oh, and I was wondering what you guys thought of the funny pop scene, like kind of at the beginning with Mom.
Oh yeah, that.
About the squishy.
Squishy. So, yeah, what would you say?
So it was shown from a different angle, but it's definitely heavily implied though.
Yes. Pop basically, for some reason, Pop didn't realize that Mom was a woman, so he thought it was a dude. And then he's like, hey, what do you think's going on? And then he pokes her and he says, squish, and he says, squish? And then she like pushes him over after he does that. I thought that was kind of funny. I laughed when that happened.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, that was funny.
I just found it funnier that they completely changed the angle, because we know what's happening, but you're like, oh wait, do you have to censor it for like?
They did censor it. Yeah, they're censoring a lot of stuff actually. Like, there's another scene, right, where when Pop abandons Dai like a coward, he's running in the woods and he trips across an Infanticore, and this Infanticore starts chasing him, and then Mom has to save his ass. And he trips on, falls on top of her or something. He notices that she has the insignia of Avon around her neck, so she is actually one of Avon's pupils. She has to be one of Avon's pupils. He's like, oh my gosh, he's like holding it. His other hand is grabbing something else, it looks like, and they don't exactly show that in the frame. In the manga, he had a handful, and you could see it in the panels. But in this version, you don't really see him holding anything, right? It's just implied, right?
Hashtag Pop is over party.
Yes, cancel Pop. Yes, Pop. He's a perv and he's a coward. It's a great combination.
Pop is canceled.
Yes. So, what do you think about Mom being one of Avon's pupils? How did that happen? Like, what's she just doing out in the middle of nowhere? She has a little village, she's a little starving village, that she was very offended that Pop didn't want to show. Pop's also a very elitist. He doesn't want to stay at the little village for the night. So
Yeah.
So him and Dyer are stuck in the woods, and which actually almost got them killed.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh man. Any other things or topics you guys want to talk about? Wolfsman, you have anything interesting you noticed?
There's nothing really that happened too much in this episode, other than like when Crocodile was explaining, the 6 legions. We got to see some of the monsters, which was pretty neat, and there was that one weird eyeball monster that was watching DAI and reporting back to Hadlar, and was also able to communicate with Crocodile.
Right.
That thing was creepy.
It was.
Oh yeah, totally.
Is that in the games? There's an eyeball monster, right?
I think, but
Yeah, I do remember the eyeball monster from the games, but it looked a little more cute than the
Gross.
super creepy version. So yeah, I think this is definitely like only specific to the series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was interesting. And Hadlar was pretty pissed about Dai still being alive. He sent for Crocodile. Crocodile was actually sending his legion to take over the castle that they were on their way to go to, right?
Oh yeah.
And Crocodile said that he was so strong that he didn't need to go there himself. That's where they're headed. So after they beat Crocodile, aren't they going to go to this castle where there's going to be a bunch of monsters attacking? That's pretty implied, right?
Oh yeah, pretty implied.
yeah.
Wonder what'll happen there. They'll obviously have to defend the castle, won't they?
Yeah, we're gonna see some pretty crazy stuff coming.
Yeah, I imagine. You guys want to talk about the episode preview?
Episode preview. Well, we know Dai survives. He's not shot by like, he's just like not shot by like a freezing gun, obviously. Yeah. So it's definitely something that heals him.
Yeah, and they end up going back to that village that they passed up on foolishly. You can tell that. And yeah, they're gonna go back and probably find out more about Mom and her history with Avan. Oh, by the way, he did. Dai did mention that he was doing an Avan ground earth slash on Crocodile while they were fighting, and then Crocodile's like, Avan? Oh, you mean Avan the hero? So Crocodile even knows who he is,
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And he also called him a disciple of Avan. That's what he called him. So, and then Dai's like, oh yeah, that is what I am. It was interesting that Crocodile was knew what he was up to and all that. And he also did say that Dai was one of the strongest people he's fought.
Oh yeah.
Which, if you measure that up, that makes him pretty tough compared to most warriors that the Crocodiles fought. Although Dai only managed to really just break his armor, he didn't really inflict a lot of damage on Crocodile yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he also said that almost all the other general or commanders of the legions are stronger than Hadlar too.
He did say that in their own way, in their own like specialty. So Crocodile's probably stronger. Like his brute strength is higher than Hadlar, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So, I don't know, you guys want to speculate a little bit about the 6 legions, what you think's going on? Me and Ryan know what's going to happen about the 6 legions, but they mentioned, dragons are the strongest of the different monster types, so that's probably the strongest one.
I think the only thing I'm really gonna say is, for like new fans, they're in for a treat because like these, the commanders of these 6 legions have some of the coolest designs you'll ever see in anything Dragon Quest related, even if they're not drawn by Toriyama.
Yeah. Like Koji Inada is so underrated as a manga artist. His art is first of all very recognizable. It can be really badass and it can be really cute at different times. He does a really good job of that. It's just such a great art style. I really like it a lot. I think he's a great successor. He could probably work on the games. I think I'd be happy with that even.
Oh yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Wolfsbane?
Uh, yeah, I think the art style, looks cool. I don't really know what's gonna happen moving forward, and I'm not one to speculate too much. It's one of those things of I'll find out when I get there.
Yep.
Yeah, you're in for a treat, man.
Yeah. So overall, it was a good episode. Of course, it's like anime issues. The episode did end where you thinking, oh come on, that's it. It ended on a weird cliffhanger that it fools nobody. But next episode will actually be will be cool because we know first of all that the fight's gonna be over. They're gonna end up going back to the village. That's gonna be a really awesome fight. And I'm interested in seeing how they carry out the rest of their journey. We all know that Mom's gonna join it eventually. It's gonna be interesting seeing how that happens and everyone's dynamic. I can't quite remember if Pop redeems himself in this arc, but we'll see if he does, because I imagine he ticked off a lot of viewers this week. But
Yeah, he did.
we'll see though. Okay, I'm gonna. I'll make sure to ask everyone what they think about that. So, any closing remarks, Ryan and Wolfsman?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for next episode. I hope it doesn't end in the weird cliffhanger way that this one did, even though they already spoiled that everything's going to be okay in the preview. But yeah, let's hope the pacing kind of gets back together in the next episode.
Wolfspan?
Overall, it's a good episode. Not as good as some of the others, just because of like the weird pacing and the backdrops were kind of samey. Kind of not a lot going on there. And yeah, like I've noticed that almost every episode has been like ending on some form of cliffhanger for the most part. Since the beginning, and I feel like there's a theme here, and that's going to continue forward. But overall, it's a good episode. I'm looking forward to what happens next week, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the series progresses.
Yeah. So they do that cliffhanger thing a little too much. I'd like to see a full fight in one episode one of these days. We'll see if we get there though. But yeah, good episode for the most part. I liked all the new characters, and it was a lot of fun action. I'm sure next week will be a lot better though. So I enjoyed this episode. I hope everyone watching enjoyed, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review of episode 6 of Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai. It's our favorite new anime series of the season, right guys?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yep. It's the only anime I'm watching this season, actually. And we all watch it together in Discord. Our Discord link is in the description and it's on the screen, so make sure to join. It's a lot of fun. There's a big Dragon Quest community who enjoys the show, and we love talking about it. So make sure to join the discussion. And we'll see you next time. So thanks for watching, and hope you guys have a good day.
All right, take it easy, everyone.
Have a wonderful day, everybody.